Hey guys, Reese here. Welcome back to the channel. Today I want to talk about 6 ways to reduce laziness and in turn increase productivity. Now I don't know about all of you, but I've been struggling to remain productive this week. As the weeks drag on for this work from home quarantine stuff going on right now, I'm finding it more and more difficult to get out of bed early, remain on task, and stay productive throughout the day. So today I want to talk about 6 things that I've started implementing throughout my day to help combat my laziness and my lack of productivity. And I do think they're working because I am here in front of this camera right now making a YouTube video. So I think they're helping me move in the right direction. So guys, if you want to give me a little extra love today and like this video, I would really appreciate it. And if you're new to the channel and not subscribed already, I'd love if you'd hit that subscribe button as well, so that you'll be here for future content that I put out in regards to real estate, personal finance, and other related topics. Alright, without further ado, the first thing I'm doing to kind of reduce my laziness is understanding and reinforcing my why. Let's be honest, everybody has off days, everybody has off weeks, even those self-proclaimed grinders on social media, we all have off days. It's really important to understand this right off the bat, because the worst thing you can do is take the fact that you're lazy and feeling unproductive and then put yourself into a further depression because you feel like other people are grinding just 24/7 and you're not. However, just because it happens to everyone doesn't mean there's not things we can do to fight that laziness. And one way to do that is by understanding your why. Now, there's a book written by Simon Sinek called Start With Why, and I highly recommend you read it, and it'll help you define your why. I believe the paperback's only $9. I'll link it to Amazon down below. However, by defining your why, which in very broad terms is just why you get out of bed every morning to work towards your goals, you'll have something to remind yourself on those lazy days of why you do what you do. A strong why will help pull you from your bed on those cold, dreary days and really get you back to work. So guys, if you take anything away from this step 1, I guess you say, of how to reduce laziness, go grab that book, link in the description if you haven't read it already, or maybe go find it on Audible or get it from the library if you're able. Now the second thing I'm trying to do is get more sleep. Nothing's better than zapping your energy and motivation like a few bad nights of sleep in a row. No matter how strong your why is, your mind and body can only take so much without recovery. Now, I'm not saying everybody needs to get 8 hours of sleep every night. Everybody's body is different, and you should know your body better than anybody. I think over time, it'll be pretty clear that if you've been getting 6 hours of sleep consistently and you're feeling a little bit sluggish, maybe it's time to start prioritizing an extra hour of sleep every night. I personally need about 8 hours of sleep. I can definitely get away with a few nights in a row of 4 to 6 hours of sleep, but after a few days, my mind and body will start to break down and my motivation will deteriorate and I'll start to become more and more lazy. And so I always try to prioritize that 8 hours of sleep. By staying well rested, you're putting your mind and body in a great position to remain energetic and motivated. Now, when it comes to actually getting work done and staying focused and on task, step 3 is super important, and that's to make sure you remove distractions. Removing distractions such as social media, YouTube, excessive emailing or texting can be game changers when it comes to getting better sleep and improving overall productivity. I'm sure I'm not the only one. However, I unfortunately sometimes find myself at 2 a.m. scrolling through Instagram or watching YouTube videos when I really should be fast asleep and recharging for the next day, so I'm at my peak performance. However, instead, that'll be one of my 4-hour nights of sleep, and I'll wake up the next morning lethargic, sleep deprived, and in turn very lazy. In addition to ruining sleep, however, with social media and all these other distractions so readily available, when you're working on difficult or boring or laborious tasks, it's so easy to grab your phone off your desk and distract yourself for another 5 minutes. But this is a huge time waster, and it really reduces productivity because you lose momentum on that task and have to regain focus and remember where you left off once you're done with your social media break. So what I've really been trying to do is when I go to sleep at night, usually I'll charge my phone on my nightstand next to my bed. However, I've been now charging it maybe 10 feet away, so when I call it a night, I can't easily grab my phone and start scrolling through social media. As well as when I'm working on my computer, I'll throw my phone in my desk drawer instead of right on top of the desk, just so it's out of sight, out of mind, and it's just a little bit extra to help me stay on task. Now, the next thing I've been working on, which is step 4, is to set goals and break them down. Setting short and long-term goals has been a huge help for me. I like to set daily tasks and weekly goals that go along with my long-term goals. Usually, at the beginning of each year, I'll set 3 main goals that I want to put all my energy into achieving that upcoming year. Other smaller items and goals might come up throughout the year, but these 3 main goals are non-negotiable and receive my main focus. One of these year-long goals is to put 100 videos on YouTube. And now I can break that annual goal down to a weekly goal, which would be 2 videos a week. Now I'll also break down those other 2 annual goals I set into weekly goals, and I'll schedule those weekly goals along with any other action items for the week into daily tasks. For example, today, I've scheduled that my task for today is to finish this YouTube video and post it on YouTube. If I achieve that, I can mark today off as a success. So therefore, I'll break down that task for today of creating a YouTube video and uploading it into the first step would be come up with and research a video topic, maybe script down some ideas of what I'm going to say, film it, and then after filming, I'll edit it, I'll get a thumbnail, title, tags, and I'll post that on YouTube. And now I have these 5-6 action items throughout the day that I put into a website called ClickUp, and I can go work on each individual one throughout the day. That way, as I finish these smaller items, I can check them off and kind of experience these little wins throughout the day. And this really helps me stay motivated throughout the day when, if I'm feeling super lazy today, it's kind of daunting to create a whole video that's well made and helpful to you guys and get it online. However, by breaking it down into those 5 or 6 steps, I now have these little wins that take me maybe an hour each, and I can check them off one at a time and feel like I'm making progress. Now, another thing I like to do pretty much all the time, but especially when I'm feeling lazy, is step 5, which is to put yourself together and dress nicely. It's so easy, especially during this quarantine time, to kind of roll out of bed, unshowered, throw on a pair of sweats, sit down at the desk and get to work. Imagine your performance in that scenario versus waking up, taking a shower, doing your hair, feeling fresh, throwing on maybe a button-down shirt, a nice pair of pants, or maybe a dress. You look professional, and I'd bet that 9 out of 10 people in the latter scenario are going to feel better about themselves and therefore perform better. As kind of a bonus as well, how likely are you to, when things get tough throughout the day, just kind of jump in bed when you're comfy wearing sweats versus if you're, in your button-down shirt and you're all put together? You don't want to go jump in bed and mess up your clothes, most likely. So that's another little benefit there for you. Now, I'm not saying all of us need to be throwing on dresses or suits or button-down shirts. However, I know personally, if I throw on a nice button-down shirt and a pair of jeans, I'm going to perform better and be less lazy than if I have my gym clothes on. And so that's something you need to gauge for yourself. And finally, the 6th thing I highly recommend, and I'm working on myself, is working with an accountability partner. I love this one. Nothing is more powerful than working with an accountability partner to keep you on track towards your goals. An accountability partner is someone you'll meet with on a, say, weekly or monthly basis, either in person or on the phone, and review what you achieved since the last meeting. And they'll hold you accountable to your results. Did you hit the goals you set for yourself last meeting? Why or why not? This should be somebody you trust and whose opinion matters to you, preferably somebody a little bit more successful in your field or in business in general, and somebody whose time you don't want to waste. When you're working throughout the week and all you want to do is binge watch Netflix one day, you'll be reminded that if you don't complete the tasks you set out for yourself this next week or month, you'll have to be held accountable to your partner and explain why you didn't hit your goals. If this is somebody you really respect, the thought of not keeping to your word and then wasting their time by not having your tasks accomplished, that thought will really light a fire under you to get back to work. So guys, I hope this was helpful to you, and I hope this gives you some action items you guys can work on to help kind of kick you in the butt a little bit and get yourself motivated and reduce that laziness if you're feeling a little bit like I am. So guys, once again, please leave this video a like if you enjoyed it and if it was helpful for you guys. And please feel free to subscribe to my channel so I can see you guys in future videos and we continue to work on our goals together and improve together. So thank you so much, everyone. I really appreciate it, and have a great day.